Hello there. How are you doing tonight, today, whenever you are watching this live? Listen, thank you for watching. Go ahead and hit that like, subscribe button at kb.michellegreen everywhere. We are so thrilled that you are here. Welcome to KBBU Behind the Scenes. We are super excited that you are here tonight, especially tonight because my name is Michelle Green, and as the founder of Kingdom Builders Business University, tonight, was our final KBBU semester course for 2024. And I'm a little bit emotional, y'all. So, please forgive me if I bust out some tears or something. But we wanted to come on, and the reason why we do KBBU behind the scenes is not just for our students, but also for the world. So anyone that is an entrepreneur can learn a few tips from us about how we see entrepreneurial lifestyles. So tonight in our final class, we talked about business sales with Coach Yoshi, aka Martino. Hey, and it was phenomenal. It was just like the perfect type of subject matter to end the course for the semester. So let's talk about it, guys. So what do y'all want to share that y'all learned from tonight's lesson? Of course, Preston's going to go first, and then we'll have Doris,
Absolutely,
okay?
positively. Put me in, coach. It's like tonight was that final puzzle piece, and you get to see all your artistry and all your efforts. You get to see what it was. You get to see an end result and output. Like I think Cornell, you were saying like you're gonna see the deer in the headlights. I saw accomplishment tonight. I saw
Oh,
people, I saw completion. I saw this. When somebody got a comprehension when they start doing this, instead of
yes.
doing this, you know, instead of looking at their notes and looking back at you trying to go, everybody was nodding their heads in agreement and
Oh,
understanding. So that right there, what we used to say in the military, Cornell, you're supposed to teach the people how to do your job better, right? You got to
yes.
pass it on. You got to pass that knowledge on. And what I said at the end of it, this was the introduction, getting them able to stand their business up, like pretty much standing there. Now, what we talked about the master's course is strengthening their foundation, right?
Yes.
Because you got to think there are people on different levels. Some people, no, they had a strong foundation, and this was just confirming. A lot of it was affirmation of what they already had, add here and there. But some people, they kind of got the house of sticks, talking about the three little pigs. They need to put some mortar and some concrete around there. And that's what we telling everybody out there in the world. That's what the master's class is about, okay? It is
Yes.
some valuable information in there. You should, if you are an alumni, you know, you should consider entering into this master's course. I like Michelle had a good point. I think I've been through two master's courses. It's not
Yes.
cut and paste. It's not like, oh, here we go again. Oh no, every lesson, every course, even the undergrads. I lost track of how many undergrads we even did, but I learned something new every time. I'm like, wow, let me write that down, right? So trust me, the coaches, we are we might be alumni and former students, but we still have that student status. We still learn, all right?
Yes.
So it is very worthwhile. And like I said it before, if Michelle really, really exercised what she was really worth, yeah, she is doing this out of the kindness and the graciousness and the goodness of her heart. And you got people that kind of, well, we can't do nothing about them. We know what she bringing, and I know I'm here, and I'm always be. Me and Michelle talk a lot, and I tell her whatever you need me to do, right? I sit in the corner and
Yes.
color my little coloring book and drink my Capri Sun. She called my name, I'm there. All right.
Oh my goodness. Thank you, Preston. That is so, so cool. I appreciate that analogy of your Kool-Aid and your little Capri Sun in the corner now. Because that is exactly you, the jokester of the class. Okay. So for those of you who are coming to the new undergraduate class next year, guess what? You're gonna have a lot of fun and laughs from this one right here. Okay. Whole lot of laughter. And thank you, Denise, for saying that she cannot wait to get started. She is coming to the master's class. Her and Robert Sumter have already signed up. Hey, shout out to y'all. Hey, awesome sauce. And if you are watching us for the first time, we have three options for a newcomer. A newcomer can come into KBBU as individual private sessions. They can also come in as a group undergraduate class, which we only run during the same school year semester courses, like twice a year, as a group with other entrepreneurs. That's the big deal. And then the third option is your master's class to continue your education. Once you have come through the undergraduate class, you get the opportunity to continue your education with Kingdom Builders Business University. And that is next level. It is not the same as the undergraduate course. We teach you on a level where you reach 6 and 7 figures in that class. So we're going to be talking about Doris. You said that you had something that you wanted to share tonight. Let's talk about whatever you want to discuss pertaining to business sales or the master's class or the undergraduate or the private sessions. I don't know what you want to talk about tonight, Doris. You didn't really get a chance to say much.
Yeah, yeah. I had my little sales script ready and everything, but I know it was a lot tonight. It was a lot of stuff that had to we had to get, go over and get the student prepared and ready for graduation. And it's overall, I what can I say? I am just blessed to have met you. And honestly, if you are watching this particular stream, or you met Michelle, or you got introduced to KBBU, there shouldn't be any hesitation why you are not on board, because honestly, this would change your life. It's an ongoing relationship. It's like I say, I'm doing life with Michelle because it's God given connection. It's not it's Kingdom Business University, Kingdom's way of teaching entrepreneur the Kingdom way, and there's no other better way than the Kingdom way. So it's just a lot, and a lot of good stuff with Coach Yoshi, what he said today. Just so many good things, especially um, the probing questions on how to go about asking right questions, valuable questions when it comes to making sales, getting the client to see the areas they're that interesting to them, or see what they're truly desiring based off of how they go about telling you the problem, speaking with passion, I like to say. So I would say one of the thing to um it's we get very we get insecure when it comes to communication. I was
Mm.
actually I was actually listening to um your podcast, Michelle, this morning, because every morning
Oh,
I try to do uh some sort of uh, learning,
inspiration. Yeah.
getting my mind ready for the day, and just in the morning is like the best time. But communication, the importance of spontaneous, man, I'm telling you. And that is the master class, guys. That's the master
Awesome.
class. You get more information, and I'm telling you, the knowledge and the information you get exposed to is just, you not succeeding is on you. There's no excuse, because everything you need is right here.
Oh,
KBBU is a one-stop shop. Everything you need is right here,
hey.
honestly. And like I said in the class, it's something that you have to have accountability. You have to have someone that's going to be beside you, helping you on your journey, because business is up and down. It's
Yes.
not a straightforward road. The
Yes.
journey is not straightforward. You know, I came across a post today where um it was a illustration where it was talking about man's path versus God's path. And the man's path was like straight, just straight. And I was like, yeah, we assume, we get this vision. We assume that things just gonna go straight, smooth, and if it don't go the way we want it to, then we get stopped, and then we give in the towel. But that's not God's way. But his plans are good. It's yes, that's God's way. You might fall on a you might get see yourself on a rocky road, slum. It's pretty messy here on my end. We're in the winter season, so we got
Mhm.
snow going on. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. But just thinking about it, through all the things that life throws at us, you know, you need someone to hold you accountable, because that's what's going to keep you moving forward to pursue this vision. So,
Thank
uh,
you, Doris. Let's
yeah.
go. Inspiration. Hey, 1 second, Preston. Let's get Cornell in there because he had the sand finger. He had the finger up. He had the
No, no,
finger
no, I
up.
was I
Oh,
was showing her some love. I was just showing Doris some
oh,
love.
okay. I thought you was like,
I was showing her love too.
oh, okay, my bad. Well, go ahead, Cornell. Then we can have Mr. Yoshi take us on into the business sales that he taught about tonight.
Can I say one more thing before
Sure.
Coach Cannell go through? So understanding, I would say understanding your why, understanding um why you're doing why you are operating the business that you're operating,
Hmm.
understanding that it's not for you,
Hmm.
is something bigger than yourself. I think we get stuck on, we limit ourselves because we get stuck on just looking at us. And it's hard to have a conversation with people, anybody, because we are stuck on what's in it for us. So that's one of the things that we touched on tonight that really stuck with me, because we get so caught up in that little bubble of ourselves that we are afraid that if one person say no, then we know we get self-struck. So
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
your why has to be big. It has to be bigger than yourself, even bigger than your family. I don't want to give too much.
Yes.
You have to come to the undergrad class, but yeah, just wanted to say that.
Thank you, Doris. Thank you, Coach Doris. All right, Coach Cornell, what you got to say tonight?
Okay. The way I looked at the class, which Yoshi did a real good job. I
Yes,
appreciate
he
it.
did.
Uh, Tonight's class to me was about throwing a pitch. You know, you're going through your motions. Like, say, for instance, I met Yoshi on the street. Like, um, hello, sir. My name is Cornell. What's your name? And Yoshi give me his name, and then he's like saying, "How are you today?" And he answers, and I say, like, "Well, from the looks of it, you look like you know your way around the clothing stores. You know, my business is Quality Fashions Unlimited LLC. I do clothing, so I'm giving him some information and giving him some positive information and saying, hey, from the looks of it, man, you know your way around the clothing stores. And then I'm dishing my information out. Hey, and then I can go through it and talk about a little about my business, um, what I have, how I get, my main reason for opening, like saving people money, and from saving people money to like, hey, I buy in bulk, so I give you the savings. You know what I'm saying? And it's just a little things that you go through. Put your business out to them, and then you dish out your information, and hopefully they'll get back with you.
Yes, they will.
So so Yoshi, outstanding job. Um, I I learned a lot of stuff you're saying. I learned a lot in recruiting. Because you always gotta put your give them the information they need, and hopefully they'll follow back with you. Sometimes you gotta, just like Michelle said, you gotta write a list and get their information, and every now and again check on them. Because sometimes that could be a nice thing. Don't be agitating. Call them like every day or something like that. Give them a little time. You know, and call them back periodically, and they'll get back with you. But
Thank
nice
you.
class.
Thank you, Cornell. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Yes, Coach Yoshi, aka Martino, for those of you who know both names. Um, thank you for an amazing class tonight. Like that was so powerful, and we had a lot of fun. Yes, we did role play, like Cordell was just saying, and we even role played with Martino, aka Yoshi, being the salesperson. So that went over very well because when I say me and Coach Carl did a amazing job of giving him objections and making sure that we was trying to get out of the wholesale process with him, we had a phenomenal time challenging him, but he stood the test of time. So, just like our Lord and Savior, he stood the test of time. He did his thing. So, I'm really proud of you, man. So, what you got to say about sales tonight? What would you like to share?
I think one of the biggest outtake that we should take out of this is never getting too comfortable in one way of sales. As we
Oh,
talked about like when it coming to catching different like fishes and everything, and like it has always been to my knowledge like you can't use the same bait to catch all fish. Like I can't use worms to catch flounder. I can't. I gotta and like or bass. I gotta use squid. You know what I'm saying? You got fly fish, or you got different types of baits for different types of things. So I think sometimes we get so caught up with one thing because it works. Just because that work, we get too content into it. We can never become too content into just one way of selling and one way of what our market gonna be. We gotta open our market up. We gotta have varieties, and that's like and saying that's the big thing. What we learned about in the beginning is about territory. That's why it's so important to learn your territory. I don't think a lot of people like to do the homework when it comes to sales, because really when it comes down to sales, you gotta try to like you gotta make your wheels spin on what can I do and what areas can I find that's untouched. And we always
mhm.
talk about that in territory. When you break down the territory part, you say let's find in like areas of things that's been untouched. And it's great because like too many people want to buy land in a crowded place. I don't want to be in an HOA. I want land that ain't been touched yet. Let me cut down my own trees, because when I go out there and I find that oil like Ned Clampett, I'm moving to Beverly Hills. Then you know what I mean. But
Yes.
that's where it goes. Like we gotta find unruled, untouched territory. It made me think about like how Vikings were. Vikings were they wasn't content where they was at because they couldn't really grow the land of growth, the products and everything and the stuff. They was outgrowing the population in their land. So they started going venturing out to different places and different lands and everything. And they set up shop in them places and stuff and set up they go. So we as in the territory in our arts of our craft, after we master our craft, we gotta find different untouched territories in that craft. And that's speaking for me for myself, because I got content with the easy stuff, rewiring, rebuilding, you know what I'm saying, ceiling fans and all that. But it's so much untapped money out there. It's so much untapped customers out there. It's so many people who needs my service who don't even know they need my service because I haven't made myself available because I'm too content in my place to be. So I think that one of the biggest keys that sales of people is to learn is like have that net, cast that net out. use different baits, find different ways to sell, and not only find different ways to sell, find different products to sell, and find you can find different customers and stuff to keep that growing and keep going. Like we look at Amazon and all these other different companies, these multi-billion-dollar companies, they constantly evolving with the time. Imagine if Toyota was still making the same Toyota from 1990. You know
Oh,
what I'm saying? like imagine Ford still making the same trucks from 1990. Imagine, you know what I'm saying? Everything changes and everything grows. Even barbers. I was just thinking, like, I remember when I was a kid going to the barbershop, a haircut cost $10. I got a
yes.
bald head and a beard, and it cost me like 45. But then they get all, yeah, it's crazy. It's like $45 to $50 just to shave my head, and I'm like, go. I'm about to just be like, who just do everything myself. But it's just that's just how growth and different things go. But now what they do, they have this stuff that they spray on there. They have these little different type of razors and everything. They have different types of clippers and stuff. Now they go wash your beard. They put a rag around it. They got some kind of hot air type thing, like a whole spa for my beard. You know what I'm saying? Like they changed the market of that to find a way the reason why they can charge them higher prices.
They massage your nugget too. Yeah, they do.
I go to sleep when they do that. They been massaging my head when I go to sleep. But it's the creativity with it. Like you gotta constantly grow. You know what I'm saying? You gotta constantly develop to that point. Like they say, they talk about how McDonald's first started out. McDonald's became $1 billion company because they was catered to kids. Their target audience was children. That's why every McDonald's had a playhouse. If you notice back in the day, early 90s, all restaurants, fast food restaurants, had playhouses in them. Burger King, McDonald's, Hardee's, and all that, because they was attracting the family. Now they don't really
Yes.
care about that part because they got everybody on it. But they became the $1 billion company because their audience, they target was family. They had Ronald McDonald's and the little cartoon people and everything on that part. That's how they target it. You know what I'm saying? That's what they go on. So you gotta change and evolve with your audience and find the target of your audience, find your territory, and then attack that territory. Don't do the same thing everybody else do. It's good to start your foundation. You ain't gotta create the wheel, but don't keep that same wheel. Because the caveman, well, I don't believe the man who created the wheel created the wheel. Then somebody else created some tires, and then somebody else created the rod to go on, and then somebody else created the bicycle, then they created the car, then the Wright brothers created a plane, and now we got jets, and then everything can go. It constantly keep developing and stuff. Don't stay in that stagnant water. You know what I'm saying? Expand your sales.
I love it. I love it. Thank you, Coach Yoshi, aka Martino.
You're
That's
so funny.
fire. That is fire. Two snaps, two snaps. All right. Yes, let's go. Like, we really do need to think about, when we are presenting our businesses, we really do need to understand that the world is always constantly changing. As entrepreneurs, we got to adapt to change. So, why not adapt to different styles of the way that we offer our products and services, the different sales techniques, different things that we used to do that just ain't going to work anymore, guys? And we got to be able to keep up with the times so that we can adjust to the change. We have to adapt and make changes in our lifestyle. So, listen, has anybody else got anything else that they took away from tonight's class? I just really enjoyed, us closing out. Doris, Cornell, Preston, Martino.
The other thing I'll say is push through your adversity. And like when you feel like you can't go, when you feel like everything's holding you back, and you might have a valid reason not to. You know what I mean? But excuse is a dressed up robe, you know what I'm saying, on a cactus plant of, of just not doing something. Like we don't do excuses, you know what I'm saying? Like we don't believe in those and stuff on that part. And I feel like if you push through, that's where your success gonna go through. You see the greatest success through the hardest parts in your time, in your business, in your life. So push through. So many people start a business. As soon as things get hard, you get to go through that part. Like I think they said the man started Amazon. He started in his garage, and
Yeah.
Yes.
he had a bunch of no's. Like so many people turned him down. So many people said no to everything that he did on that part and everything, and they keep going. Lauren Hill, which is one of my favorite artists, she got a booed on Apollo. You know what I'm saying? And like, you know what I'm saying, to this day, you know what I'm saying, one of the greatest albums, you know what I'm saying, songs and stuff, and she killed Sister Act too. You know what I'm saying? One of my favorite movies
Yes.
and stuff on that part. So many people get turned down and lose and stuff like that. And like, you know what I'm saying, so many, you hear so many stories of a person lost this, lost that, and then they became greater later because they didn't give up. Michael Jordan got cut from his high school basketball team. You know what I'm saying? Then he went home and practiced and practiced, practiced. Now Jordan is considered a GOAT, arguably one of the greatest person who ever touched the basketball.
That's
So,
right.
so your success is not about how you start. Your success is how you finish. And when you and it's gonna be them hard times is when it's gonna show character. Everybody can do it when it's
Uh, uh,
everybody gonna do it when it's easy. You know what I'm saying? It's not. It ain't good. Like they say, what good is to love someone that love you? You know what I mean? Like you don't get no reward in those things. You don't get no reward when it's easy. Your reward is when, you know what I'm saying, you got to get the grits. When you put that dog in you and you fight when you feel like you can't even fight, you just push forward.
Martino, I got one for you. It's a real world example for me, but I say this: some people have character, and some people are characters, and it's that adversity is going is gonna help you figure that out. It's gonna help you figure out where you stand. Now, Cornell might laugh at this one. This is in one of my old Army stories. When I felt like I was ready for the next level, staff sergeant, I went to my supervisors and I asked them, would they consider me for promotion? These men looked at me and bust out laughing and walked off. And I was just standing there looking at them. Like, this is what we doing? I didn't go pout, you know. I didn't go, no, I didn't get mad. I did a reassessment. I was like, so what was so funny, right? You know? And I went on by my business. But later on, my supervisor came to me and he said that it caught him off guard and he laughed out. But he went back and he thought about everything that I was doing, you know, my mannerisms, you know, what kind of soldier I was. And he was like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and recommend you. He said, because when it come to work, you make that happen. It was one situation. We was over in Germany, freezing outside. We needed to put a band 3 antenna. We had to replace a band 3 antenna. And I got up and put my mop suit on, our chemical suit, keep you warm. I swear, y'all, I had one eye open. And I walked by him and I was like, which tower? It's like the antenna is like a barbecue grill. It's huge, right? I strapped it to my back. I climbed up a tower with ice all over it. You know, I sat down. I was like sleepwalking. Took the old one off, put the new one on, fix it up. And I walked back by my hand into him. We good? And I went back to bed. He said that one moment. And I equate that to business, right? You can be having a bad day. And you can just gave up, shoulders hanging low, and somebody come up. You don't even know how much you helped them. You can just tell them one thing, and next thing you know, bam, they just spread the word. Go to Cornell, go to Doris, go to Yoshi, you know, go to Michelle, right? They know what they're doing. I had that happen. I misquoted a trip, one of my business trips, by about $500. I just knew I messed that one up. But those same people who told me they would never book me again, they say, hey, we need a van. I was just haphazard. Okay, here's the van. They couldn't find nothing. I found the van, gave it to them, and what about it? 17 people called me on that one. They was like, man, we appreciate you getting that van for us. You know, what else can you do? And I was like, what did I do? Right? I messed up the whole sale, right? But it was that one thing I did that was right that brought them all back, you know? So if you out there, you in your business, and you got your product, your whatever you selling, whatever you got, keep at it, all right? The no's are there. The no's help you. The no's will shape you. Like I said, the iron sharpen iron. No's are the biggest iron you can run up against, right? They're going to shape, because they're going to tell you what you did wrong. They're going to tell you why they don't want to do business with you. That's not an insult. That's a lesson, right? That's knowledge.
That's so good, Preston. Thank you for sharing
Yes.
that. And that was one of the things that I wanted to say when it comes to sales, you know, like how many no's do you have to get through in order to get your yes? And while you're going through the no's, what it does is it equips you to learn your business, to learn what it is that you are doing. What's your craft? You don't know everything about your craft until you start getting those no's. And then you realize, okay, well, this is something that I need to dig a little bit deeper in. This is something that I need to go a little bit further into so that I can understand exactly what it is that I'm offering. It's something that I am giving to the people as a solution. I need to look at it from every perspective, not just one perspective, not just one culture, not just one type of individual. Like Yoshi was just talking about, if your business caters to kids, but look how many people go to McDonald's in today's time. Everybody go to McDonald's. The old folks, the young folks, the middle-aged folks, the teenagers, and the kids. Everybody going to McDonald's. Not that I'm promoting McDonald's. I can hear Tina in the back of my mind, like literally. I can hear Dr. Tina in the back of my mind, like, why you giving them credit? They ain't offer you no
Yeah.
She
sponsorships.
got me
Hey,
scared to drink a. She
hey,
got me scared to drink a glass of water.
we don't eat their food anyway. We don't eat their food anyway.
Oh my God. I mean, I literally just caught myself, like for real, for
Mama
real.
might be seeing you right now, though, and saying, you know what?
You
Hey,
said
go come try to assassinate me because
Doc-
we don't eat that.
Dr. Tina had me shook with them copyrights. That's the lesson
I'm trying to
everybody should
tell
have
you,
got.
boy.
Woo! What you doing? Oh, what? I'm joking. Oh God! What?
Oh my
But
goodness,
Michelle,
yes.
when I read that, when I read Michelle, what you type, how many no's do you have to get order to yes? In my spirit, it said you always one no from the yes that can change your life.
Woo!
You always one no from the yes that can change your life. You know what I'm saying? You never know that no on the other side of it, because we so quick just to give up and don't even know that we be at the end of the race, at the end of the forest, at the end of our trial, at the end of the breakthrough. We be right there, so we give up. And that could be that last no that you gave up on, could be the one no that was right next to the yes that changed your life forever. You know what I'm saying? So we always got to push, like, because sometimes the Father, like, we forget that the Father can harden people's hearts. Like, y'all know I had to take it to the Bible real quick before we get out of here. So
Okay.
let's go to the book of Exodus. When we talking about my
Okay.
brother Moses. Moses went to Pharaoh and told him, "Let my people go." Pharaoh knew Moses. Pharaoh was cool with Moses. Pharaoh and Moses grew up like brothers. Pharaoh, what did it say? They said the Father hardened Pharaoh's heart.
Yes, it
So that
is.
means he had the heart in his heart. That means Pharaoh would have been like, Moses, if your people take them, do what you got to do then. You know what I'm saying? He was willing to go with the part, but he said, nah, I gotta show you my work. He hardened his heart. He hardened his heart so he can put him through them process so he can show his glory. So the world, because Egypt, people don't understand, Egypt was a powerhouse at that time. Egypt was one of the greatest kingdoms. Why? Because of Joseph, young, handsome Joseph, man, sitting next to Pharaoh, taught them how to get their grains and stuff. So when the drought came, everybody around the world was coming to get grains and soil and stuff from Egypt because Egypt became the powerhouse. So by that time, when Moses came, all the way up in there. Egypt was like one of the meccas at that time in that area. So everybody feared Egypt. Everybody was like amazed at Egypt. Egypt is so great, so powerful, and all of this. So the father had to humble Egypt. He humbled him. So he had to let that heart. He told him no. He hardened his heart. So how do you not know that loan was no, because he had a heart that he hardened the heart of that loan officer? You went to apply for that loan to that bank to get that grant or whatever, and they told you no because he said you not. He got to harden your heart because he needs you to get in them trenches a little bit more. He needed to put them bootstraps up a little bit more. You ain't quite ready for that 50,000 yet. Because when he give you that 50,000, he wants you to flip that to 150,000. He don't want you to get comfortable with the 50,000. He wants you to be able to take that 50,000 go, but you're not ready for that yet. You know what I'm saying? The children of Israel wasn't ready to walk into their promised land yet. He made them wonder a little bit because he said it was too many wilderness, too many animals, too much wildlife out there. Your population wasn't great enough yet. He had to let them span and populate and expand a little bit more. Sometimes our trials and stuff, and he just setting us up for our success to get prepared. So that one no can be the next to the yes that make you a multimillionaire.
Woo,
Woo.
Jesus.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about right there. That is what I'm talking about. Doris, you had something you wanted to say. You was looking like, yeah.
Yes, 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 yes. Man, that's it right there. That I mean, that's well put. I don't even think I can add to that in now
Okay, okay. You
because
look like you had something to
it's
say,
like
but
yeah, yes, no. I was just gonna add to pretty much Yoshi already said it, but going through life situations and challenges, you see, failure was not meant for us to give in and put in the towel. Failure was meant for us to see, like what everybody is saying, to see the problem, see what is wrong. And it's a way of God showing us the areas that we need to improve.
mm-hmm.
Mastery, mastery is, you cannot get to mastery, or you cannot starting a business from scratch, especially if it's something you have not done before. You don't expect yourself to be, you know, good. It takes going through the process, going through the journey to develop into the person. If God was to show us, you know, the journey, we wouldn't have even agreed to
Mm-mm.
get on to the vision. We would have said, you know what, God, find someone else.
Nah.
If God was to show Moses, the process, what he was going to go through, especially in the wilderness, he will say, no, God. He was already doubting. But if he had seen everything that was going to happen, he would have said no. So, but the journey, the process is necessary because it developed us. It's not for them, but for us. Sometimes we go through life situation, even in this season that I'm in, it's like we we question I question myself sometimes, like, God, am I making, or is this the right decision? Is this the right decision? But you are in the right place at the right time, and
Yes.
things happen because if you believe in God and you pray, and you know that the word you read is true, then you know that everything is happening for a reason. At the end, you know, for your own good. At the end, his name will be glorified. He has you. So worrying about if this is the right decision or if you are on the right path, failure happens to pull us and put us in on the right path. And you are not going to um improve. You are not going to improve your craft if you don't take the time to acknowledge and learn from your mistake and continue. If you stop, then that you allow failure to you pretty much, you're saying, God, your way is not, you don't know what you're doing. So you know what, I'm just gonna give up.
Uh,
Mm-mm.
Here you go,
No.
Doris. Can I add to what you said, Doris? Failure is a learning tool. That's why these participation trophies are not
That's
a
it right
smart
there.
thing. Yeah, right. Because if you giving all these, like, if you don't learn to be better, if you don't strengthen yourself up so the next time you go through something, you're better prepared, right? People start looking forward to failure. You ever heard people come in, like say, with the naysay negative attitude, and then
Mm-hmm.
wonder why you don't want to be around them? Yeah,
Ooh.
they can't figure out what is it that I'm doing. Nothing. That's the point. You're not doing nothing, and you trying to bring me down. No, misery loves company. I can hit you with so many cliches and little catch 22s. You gotta distance yourself from them, right? And you ain't gotta be mean about it. You just, hey, look, me and you ain't on the right path. We ain't on the same path. What's that thing they say? The reason, the season, or the lifetime. All right, it's
And
all
what
there. It's just how you apply it to your position, your situation. All right.
Yes, absolutely. It's how you apply it to your situation. And honestly, so what we're all saying tonight is embrace failure.
Yes,
Is part of the journey.
it
And
is.
and honestly, you cannot grow and improve without failing, because it's what's going to expose those areas. And you're not going to be good at something you have not improved or master. You're not going to be good at something you have not taken the time to develop in. Even the littlest thing you can think about, communication. I was listening to your podcast, like I was saying, Michelle, communication.
Yes,
And I'm sitting here like, how am I supposed to know how to speak to people as a, how am I supposed to know how to get a sale if I never done that before? We
right.
beat ourselves so much because we have not gotten there. We have not reached that status. We compare ourselves to people, who've been in business for so long, and we're like, how come we don't talk like this? How come we don't move like this? When God is saying just be obedient and just take the time to learn and improve, you
Come on
know
now. Come on now.
so
That's what I'm talking about right there.
accept
Okay.
failure. I'm gonna have to write that down.
Accept
Accept
failure. It's a
failure.
part of the journey.
Yeah.
In our Constitution, it says the pursuit of happiness. The pursuit means that you're always pursuing. You don't ever necessarily arrive there. Okay. It is a ongoing process of ups and downs. If you read the word of God in Ecclesiastes, what does it say? There's a time for this and there's a time for that. It's a time to be born. It's a time to die. It's a time for planting. It's a time for pulling up. It's a time for everything, which means that you're always going to have the opposite of the goal that you're looking to achieve. You're always going to have the opposite. It's not necessarily that you're going to have a long journey of, okay, everything is going to be lovely, it's going to be beautiful. One of my mentors, Apostle Ron Carpenter of Redemption Church out there, hey Apostle, love you guys, you and Hope. But anyway, wanted to just say that one of the things that he talks about all the time is when you go through a journey, anything that you set out to do, any goal that you put in place, he says you're going to have time, or in other words, seed time and harvest. So you plant the seed, then there is time. It's a waiting period. So you got time, and then an explosion happens. Something that you've been waiting for happens, and then you go right back into time, and then another explosion happens, but you're elevating from level to level as you're going through the time, and you're waiting for that explosion. It's not going to be where everything is just all explosions of happiness and joy and everything that you have been dreaming about. That's not how you get there. It's a step by step process. So there will be failure in the sales game. In order for us to close the deals, in order for us to have the repeat clients, in order for us to really expand our population in our territory of our industries, we really have to understand that principle. And I'm just gonna close out with that unless y'all got something else y'all want to say. It look like Yoshi want to say one more thing. I'm gonna let him have the flow.
Say something.
Oh, sorry.
Uh,
Let Cornell go first then. Let
when I was in the military as a staff sergeant, I was offered to go to a school called Master Resilience. They wanted me to handle that at a brigade level, real big level. I took that class, and when I graduated from that class, I loved doing this class. So I went to Korea. I trained a third of the people that came over to Korea. I was that good. You used to have two people teaching the class, but they only used me. I was that good.
awesome, man.
Resilience is called master resilience for a reason because it don't want you to focus on the bad. You focus on the good, and that's what I taught everybody. You just can't focus on the bad. Try to find some good in it.
That's right.
If you find
That's
the good in it, then you're gonna be okay. You can move on. But if you focus on that bad, you're gonna run yourself crazy and everybody else crazy. So I've I've I've, I've used that throughout life. Sometimes my wifey sometimes she mad about something. I said, baby, you just can't focus on the bad all the time.
right.
Try to find some good in it. If you do that, things will come easy. I'm
I
telling
like what you're saying there, because one of the things that I pull from that is that we have to repeat the process. And I'm looking at Robert's message in our comments here, and he's basically saying the same thing. Guys, if you're dealing with business and you're dealing with selling, being able to offer your product or service, you got to repeat that process. That's what we're all saying. You got to keep going. It's not going to be all great. There is a journey, a pursuit to happiness, a pursuit to have that joy. It's not something that you're going to have like just consistently. I'm not saying that you can't be happy all the time. A lot of people look at me and they're like, oh my goodness, you got all this joy every day. Every time I talk to you, you're just happy, you positive, you optimistic, all this great stuff. Yeah, but you don't see what's going on behind the scenes. You don't see what's back there that ain't nobody seen but me and my immediate family. Okay. You don't know what kind of basically hell that done broke loose on the sidelines, but I still got to keep smiling and I still got to keep going. Why? Because that is the ultimate goal. We are here to solve a problem, y'all. And we got to take our problem solving skills as a very serious matter and just keep on going, repeating that process, doing what it takes so you can elevate to the next level. All right, Martino, you gonna take us on home?
It reminded me of this young man I read about in the Bible named King David. He was the youngest of his brothers, and he wanted to go to war with his brothers. His brothers were going off to war to battle the Philistines, how you pronounce it. And David wanted to go, but he couldn't go. He was too young, so he had to stay back. So he had to stay back and look after the sheep, which made him mad because he was told no, can't go to war. As he was out there, them sheep sat there playing the harp, practicing playing his harp. Found out the harp smoothed the sheets out, calmed them down, and everything. Bear came and took one of the sheets. He grabbed a slingshot, chased the bear down, killed the bear with the slingshot, pulled the sheep, rescued him out from the mouth. A lion
Wow.
came. He took another sheep another day. He killed the lion with the slingshot, pulled the sheep, rescued the lamb from the lion's mouth. Lamb still alive, and then go. He became mighty warrior out there just protecting the sheep, playing his music. All he was doing. One day he had to go take his brother some food out there, and he get out there, and everybody terrified from this giant standing out there trying to kill the Israelites. And this giant like just saying, one of your mightiest warriors over here. And I go, everybody terrified and scared of this thing, except for this young man that walked up, has been tending the sheep and playing harps. So when his time came, it wasn't nothing to him because he had the faith in the Father, because the Father put him through a process to kill a bear with a slingshot. Every little victory he had gave him the strength and the courage to not give a crap about any other victory that was ahead of him. After you kill a bear, it do something different to you. After you kill a lion, it makes you a little bit more bolder. So then now he looking at this Philistine man that's a human, and he know who he served because my father took me through. My father delivered me from that bear, and I was able to pull the lamb out without harm. My father delivered me from that lion, and I was able to rescue him without the lamb being harmed. So why would not my father do it again for this Philistine? He told the king, "I'll do it. Let me do it." What happened? He ended up slaying the giant. And the music that he used to practice, he began get favor with the king because when the king was tormented by demons and spirits, they say King David came and played his harp and gave him peace during the time. So we be so caught up on the no. David could have been so mad in his feelings about the no. He couldn't go to war with his brothers, been at home slacking, not caring, not listening to his father, not doing anything else, upset man in his feelings. Instead, he was getting prepared to become the king of Israel. So
Woo!
that's
Look
all.
at that. Are you ready to be a king or queen out there of your business? That's all I want to ask.
Come
Wow.
on.
Yes, yes, yes. What a way to finish. So, listen, guys, we thank you all for watching KBBU behind the scenes tonight. Make sure that you are subscribed, that you like and share. Sorry, my earpiece just fell out my ear, but y'all can still hear me, right? But make sure you like, subscribe, and share, and that you are definitely connected to us at www.kbbullc.com, where you sign up for our private sessions, either our group undergraduate class, which is why we have created behind the scenes in the first place, or if you are a KBBU alumni, go ahead and join our master's class on our website. Listen, prices are now discounted. So they will be discounted through December the 31st. After December 31st, prices are going to go on up. It's going on up. I'm trying to tell you, in 2025, it's a whole different vibe. So listen, there are a lot of things that are happening in the business world, the business industry, and all industries that we really need to find a home where it teaches us on a regular basis how to keep up with what is going on in our field, in our industry. And that is what KBBU is offering. There are so many things that we are not made aware of out there that we keep you abreast to what's really happening in the world of business. That's what KBBU does for you. So go ahead and join our community. Go to our Facebook or our Instagram, our Twitter, which is now X, LinkedIn, YouTube at kb.michellegreen, and make sure you are connected with us. Set your notifications because we will be going live on a regular basis. And please, if you have a family member or friend that just graduated from KBBU tonight with our last class, join us next week. Join us with our KBBU undergraduate graduation class of 2024 for the summer fall semester course. Yay! We are super excited. Hey! So listen, check us out. Go to our website, connect with us. Until next time, we are gonna have some things coming down the line that's gonna blow y'all mind. But y'all just keep watch, set your notifications, and we'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. Take care.